Most hated opinions. Back with some more of this industry politics. It looked like Tory Lanez was found guilty of shooting Meg Thee Stallion. Um, this shit got people split. It got the Tory fans hating the Meg fans hating the Tory fans, celebrating, and it's a split down the middle. It's either right now. It's either you a Tory hater or a Meg hater. It don't look like there's no in between right now. Me personally, I don't know neither one of them, so I'm just gonna try to shoot right down the middle. Hopefully, I don't hit nobody's feet. But it's how I'm gonna see. They got statements from Tory Lanez lawyer. We are shocked by the verdict. There was not sufficient evidence to convict Mr. Peterson. We believe this case was not proven beyond a reasonable doubt. We will be exploring all options, including an appeal. All right, now let's try to break this down real quick with this. Just this. When I had did a video before and I asked the question, do you believe that Tory did it, or do you believe that Kelsey showed enough reasonable doubt that it doesn't matter if Tory did it or not, they can't prove it? Like, that's two different questions. If he did it, and can you prove that he did it, is two different questions, right? One is like technicality and one is actuality. If he actually shot her, and the other one is he shot her, but can you prove that he shot her? You feel me? That's the two questions that I was asking. Well, this right here is basically saying we believe this case was not proven beyond a reasonable doubt. It's basically saying y'all did not prove that Tory shot Meg without a question. Like, yeah, it's still a doubt as to who shot Meg. That's what he's saying, without a reasonable doubt. Now, I want to like really talk a little bit about reasonable doubt. Like, this, I guess, doubt and then reasonable doubt. I guess reasonable doubt is when you in court, like when it comes to court proceedings and legal proceedings. They got, what is reasonable doubt? Reasonable doubt is a legal terminology referring to insufficient evidence that prevents a judge or jury from convicting a defendant of a crime. It is the traditional standard of proof that must be exceeded to secure a guilty verdict in a criminal case in a court of law. In a criminal case, it is the job of the prosecution to convince the jury that the defendant is guilty. So it's the job of Megan's lawyers to convince the jury that Tory was guilty of the crime, which he has been charged and therefore should be convicted. The phrase beyond a reasonable doubt means the evidence presented and the arguments put forward by the prosecution establish the defendant's guilt so clearly that they must be accepted as fact by any rational person. If the jurors cannot say with certainty, based on evidence presented, that the defendant is guilty, then there is reasonable doubt and they are obligated to return a non-guilty verdict. All right, so what I gather from that is basically, if there's a question about your guilt, then you shouldn't be charged if there's a question about your guilt as far as did you do it. Now, let's break that down even further. This is a shooting, right? Someone was shot, right? So if someone was shot, that means there's a shooter. There's a victim, Megan, and then there's a shooter. Now, the theory that's going around is that Kelsey is the actual shooter, right? Kelsey's the actual shooter, not Tory Lanez. So let's go with that logic that Kelsey's the shooter. So the reasonable doubt would be that Tory Lanez isn't the shooter, Kelsey's the shooter. That would be the reasonable doubt, because the reasonable doubt is basically saying if Tory didn't do it, everybody's saying Tory didn't do it, right? So, because Meg's saying Tory shot her. Meg saying Tory shot her. Tory's defense is that he didn't shoot her, right? Everybody, by inferring that that's his defense, he's basically saying that Kelsey shot her, right? All right. So if Kelsey shot her, then we have to have evidence pointing to Kelsey, that Kelsey shot her, right? All right. So they saying that the gunshot residue on Kelsey and the lack of DNA from Tory on the gun shows that Kelsey shot her. All right. So those are the two pieces of evidence that show Kelsey shot her. Now let's look at the evidence that shows Tory shot her. You got the gunshot residue on Tory. You got Tory's witness that put the gun in his hand and said that he was shooting after the muzzle flash went off in front of the girl. The short guy got the gun and started shooting. So you got the witness that put the gun in Tory's hand. You got the victim, Meg, that says Tory shot me. You got Kelsey's text message that said 911 Tory shot Meg, help. Then you got Tory's apologies about, oh, I'm sorry for what happened. Hold on, let's go to that real quick. Meg, I know you probably never going to talk to me again, but I genuinely want to know, I genuinely want you to know I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart. And I was just too drunk. Nonetheless, shit should have never happened, and I can't change what did. Shit should have never happened, and I can't change what did. I just feel horrible. And she put, lie your way out of this. If you ain't do shit, what you was apologizing for? The lawyers got your phone records and mine. All your texts, they got you recorded on a jail phone, talking to Kelsey, apologizing, begging us not to talk. All right, I was trying to look for the jail call, any type of transcript from the jail call, but it's just what people saying. It's not like the recorded jail call that was played in court, if it was played or not. But my question about the text message, this text message right here. This text message right here was made after the shooting, right? So if Tory is saying he didn't shoot Meg, Kelsey shot Meg, right? If Kelsey shot Meg while he made this text message, Meg, I know you probably never gonna talk to me again, but I genuinely want you to know I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart. And I was just too drunk. Nonetheless, shit should have never happened, and I can't change what did. I just feel horrible. Now, mind you, if Kelsey shot Meg, he would have said something. This is not the jail call. This is a text message. This ain't the jail call. So people saying, yo, in the jail call, he can't say too much because it's recorded, and he would have been basically admitting guilt if he would have said sorry for shooting you over the jail call. All right. Why would you say sorry for shooting you if Kelsey shot you? Wouldn't you say, damn, I didn't know it was going to go that far. I didn't know Kelsey was going to shoot you. Or, damn, people thinking that I shot you, Meg. Like, that's crazy. They don't even know who really shot you. Kelsey, like, your best friend really shot you. Like, he's not making any mention of Kelsey being a shooter. He's just talking about himself. I know you're never going to talk to me again. I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart. I was too drunk. I can't change what happened. I feel horrible. This doesn't sound like the person that watched Kelsey shoot Meg. This doesn't sound like the text from a person that watched Kelsey shoot Meg. Like, you're not You didn't mention anything about Kelsey shooting Meg. You didn't mention anything about Kelsey being too drunk. You didn't say Kelsey should apologize to you because she shot you. You never, I don't know if you're never going to talk to me again, but are you going to talk to Kelsey again after she shot you? Like, it's not in the air. He didn't put it in the atmosphere that, like, yo, that's fucked up that Kelsey shot you. Like, damn, like, I know shit got crazy. Like, I exposed me fucking both of y'all, but I ain't know Kelsey was gonna shoot you, bro. Like you would expect shit like that to be in a text. Like, yo, I know, like, you feel me? Niggas was drunk and a lot of secret shit came out. But damn, my nigga, Kelsey just shot you. Like Kelsey bugging. Like, not even if he didn't say, yo, Kelsey shot you. Even in the message, he could be like, yo, Kelsey bugging out. Like, what's she on? Like, where's her mind at? Like, you didn't put her in there nowhere. Right? You feel me? Like, so that was a head scratcher to me. If we like talking about reasonable doubt, we gotta talk reasonably now. Like, all right, if Tory didn't do it, then Kelsey did it, right? So we gotta try to see Kelsey where points that Kelsey did it. Like, we pointing at Kelsey now, all right? Let's try to back off Tory and point at Kelsey. Right? Even though Meg is pointing at Tory, Kelsey's pointing at Tory. Tory is pointing at Kelsey. Tory's witness is pointing at both Kelsey and Tory. Tory's Meg's bodyguard must have been subpoenaed to be on the stand. We don't know which way Meg's bodyguard was leaning, but I guess they saying something about Tory must have confessed to Meg's bodyguard about the situation, but that never happened, so we got to scratch that. Then you got Kelsey's initial deposition or interview when she like said, "Oh, Tory shot." She didn't see Tory shoot. What? I think it was she didn't see Tory shoot her, but she didn't shoot her. I think that was when she was on the stand after she said she had the postpartum and all that. She's like, oh, I ain't see Tory shoot her and this, that, and the third, but I didn't shoot her. So she denied shooting Meg on the stand. When they asked her, did you shoot Meg? She said no. She denied shooting Meg on the stand. Now, let me go deeper into that real quick. All right. We got Michael Blackson. Michael Blackson reacts to Tory Lanez being found guilty on all 3 counts. Michael Blackson says, I don't care what anyone says. If I didn't do something, I'm taking my ass on the stand to let the world know I didn't do it. I will never leave my freedom in the hands of anyone. All right, so let's dive into that real quick. Like I said, Meg took the stand and said Tory shot her. Kelsey took the stand, said, I don't remember nothing from that September interview. I lied on a lot of it, but I didn't shoot Meg. Bottom line, when she was asked, because they said, oh, you don't remember this? She said, I plead the 5th. Why are you pleading the 5th? So I don't incriminate myself. Why would you incriminate yourself? Did you shoot Meg? She said no. So she got on the stand and denied shooting Meg. That's Kelsey. Denied shooting Meg on the stand. So the only person that didn't take the stand was Tory. Tory didn't take the stand and say, I did not shoot Meg, the same way Kelsey said. Kelsey got on the stand and said, no. When they asked, did you shoot Meg? She said no. Tory refused to take the stand. Now, the excuse or the explanation is that his past criminal history was going to get brought up on the stand. If he would have took the stand, they would have been talking about old shit that happened. They would have been talking about August Alsina. They would have been talking about this, that, and the third. They would have painted him as a violent, short-tempered individual and this, that, and the third. Understood. You wanted to stay away from that so you didn't get painted as a violent person and this, that, and the third. But what also would have happened on that stand is they would have asked you that question. did you shoot Meg? And your answer would have been no, right? If we going by the Kelsey shot Meg. This is the only going back to reasonable doubt. Because if we're saying that Tory didn't shoot Meg, we have to say someone else shot Meg. Someone else shot Meg because Meg was shot. So we have to say, all right, if Tory didn't shoot Meg, we have to go with Kelsey shot Meg, right? Kelsey got on the stand. They said, did you shoot Meg? She said no. Meg got on the stand. She said, Tory shot me. Tory did not get on the stand and say, I did not shoot Meg. Tory did not get on the stand and said, Kelsey shot Meg. Tory let his lawyers speak for him. Tory got a witness to come and say that Tory had the gun in his hand. So even Tory's own witness put the gun in his hand. So now we got Meg that put a gun in his hand. We got Kelsey that put a gun in his hand. We got Tory's witness that put a gun in his hand. The only person that could have went up there and took the gun out of his hand was Tory. If Tory got up there and said, yo, I didn't shoot Meg. When they asked Tory, Mr. Daystar, Mr. Peterson, did you shoot Megan Thee Stallion? No, I didn't shoot Meg. Do you know who shot Megan Thee Stallion? Now you can go into the snitching, you can go into the telling, you can go into whatever you want to say. Oh, Tory didn't want to go up there on the stand and tell on Meg and tell on Kelsey because it would have ruined his rap career. Okay, I understand that. I understand Tory didn't want to go up there and tell on Kelsey because he's a rapper and rappers ain't snitches. All right, understood. But why he didn't get up there and say, I didn't do it? That's not snitching, right? You saying, I didn't shoot Meg. Do you know who shot Meg? I refuse to answer that question. Hold me in contempt. I refuse to answer that question because that's going to make me a snitch. But Daystar Peterson, a.k.a. Tory Lanez, did not shoot Meg Thee Stallion. I did not shoot Meg Thee Stallion. That was possible. He could have went on the stand and defended himself with his own words. I did not shoot Meg Thee Stallion. Now, he could have went the gunner route. He could have went the 6 members of YSL route and actually pointed the finger. Got up on the stand and said, hey, yo, I'm facing 22 years and deportation. Fuck that. Kelsey shot Meg. Kelsey shot Meg. Meg and Kelsey was fighting. They found out I was fucking them both. They started fighting. Kelsey went in the car after Meg beat her ass. Kelsey went in the car, grabbed the gun, came back out, shot at Meg 2 times. I was like, yo, bitch, you bugging. I grabbed the gun from her. I shot in the air to empty the clip so she couldn't shoot the rest of that, so she couldn't shoot at Meg no more. I grabbed the gun, shot in the air, bow, bow, bow. Now the clip is empty. I told her goofy ass to get back in the car. I said, hey, yo, Meg, get your goofy ass back in the car so we could get you home, so we could get one of these veterinary low-key doctors to come to the crib, and we could keep this shit out of the, you feel me, out the internet. He could have went on the stand and said, took the YSL route. Told on Kelsey. Tell on Kelsey. 22 years in deportation? Tell on Kelsey. Kelsey did it, right? Tell on her. She's not holding you down. Tell on her. You ain't tell on her. He ain't get on there. He ain't defend himself. He ain't tell on her. He ain't get up there and say, yo, I ain't do it. I don't give a fuck what y'all talk. I ain't do it. I ain't shoot her. You feel me? I shot the gun in the air. I shot the gun in the air, even if he took that part. Oh, matter of fact, he couldn't have took that part. He couldn't have took that part. If he'd have took I shot the gun in the air, that's one of the 3 charges. That's one of the 3 counts. So discharging of a weapon, that's one of the 3 counts. He'd have basically been admitting guilt and he would still got deported. All right, boom. So you have to plead the 5th of shooting the gun. So if they say, oh, did you shoot the gun, Mr. Lanez? Plead the 5th. Got to plead the 5th. I guess his whole case was on sowing doubt. The whole case was on sowing doubt because if you believe Tory's witness, that Tory shot the gun after Kelsey shot the gun, then regardless, he still was going to be found guilty of shooting the gun, and he still was going to get deported behind getting found guilty of shooting the gun. So if you believe his own witness that Tory shot the gun after Kelsey shot the gun, he was still going down. Now, if you further believe the witness that Kelsey shot the gun and then Tory shot the gun, then you got to believe that Kelsey shot Meg, the same story that I just said. Kelsey shot Meg, and then Tory took the gun from her and shot in the air to either scare them back into the car or to empty the clip out so she couldn't shoot nobody else. I guess instead of just like racking the bullet in the chamber and taking out the clip so that it's empty and it's useless no more, I guess he was off the Henny too, and he figured, let me just dump the rest of the bullets out the clip so she can't shoot no more. Now that's if we taking the theory that Kelsey shot Meg. That's if we going by the theory that Kelsey shot Meg. But the only way we could get to Kelsey shot Meg is if the same witness that said Tory shot the gun after Kelsey says that Kelsey shot Meg. But he didn't. He said that a muzzle flash came in front of the girl, and then the shorter guy shot the gun in the air. So he didn't even put the gun in Kelsey's hand. He said the muzzle flash came from in front of her. But he then turns around and says the short guy shot the gun in the air. So he didn't put the gun in Kelsey's hand, but he put it in Tory's hand. So now if you're thinking about the jurors is getting all of this plus shit that we didn't see or we didn't get to read. They getting all of this and they saying, all right, Meg shot Kelsey. Meg said that Tory shot her. Kelsey said that Tory shot Meg. The witness said that Tory shot a gun. Now, if you say all three of them is liars, Meg is a liar because she lied on Gayle King, and she lied about the dance bitch dance, and she lied about the glass, and she lied about there was another thing she lied about. I forgot what it was. All right, you call Meg a liar. All right, boom, she's a liar. You got Kelsey. Kelsey's a liar. She said, yo, I lied about a lot of shit I said in September. I felt pressure. I lied about a lot of things, so she admitted to being a liar. They made the witness look like a liar because the witness initial report said that he woke up to gunshots, and then when you followed up with his testimony, he said that he was on his balcony or his porch listening and watching two girls fighting. So one, he woke up to gunshots, and one, he was watching the fight before the gunshots. So he's proved to be a liar. So you got three liars saying that Tory, that put a gun in Tory's hand. If you want to believe the stories that, or not believe the stories that they testimonies. Three liars putting a gun in Tory's hand, right? Now, the only thing that makes sense, if you want to say, all right, three liars put the gun in Tory's hand, how do you believe three liars? What's the opposite? What is the counter? What is the counter that the three liars, all right, they all lying to protect who? They all lying on Tory. If you want to say it's all three liars, they all lying on Tory to protect Meg. Now, that only works for Meg. I mean, they all lying on Tory to protect Kelsey. Now, that only works for Meg and Kelsey. The third witness, that's Tory's witness, he has nothing to gain from taking it off of Kelsey and putting it on Tory. There's nothing to gain from that. And Now let's go back to Meg taking it off Kelsey and putting it on Tory. If Meg knew that Kelsey shot her, but she's saying Tory shot her, what kind of love does she have for Kelsey or hate that she has for Tory to protect the person that shot her and put the shooting on someone else? Do you understand? Like that part, like that's what I'm saying. It's reasonable and it's logical. Is it reasonable that Kelsey shot Meg? Meg knows that Kelsey shot her, but Meg said Tory shot me. Nah, Kelsey didn't shoot me. Tory shot me. But she knows that Kelsey shot her. Then she goes to court and says, Tory shot me. Again, she repeats, Tory shot me. Not Kelsey shot me, y'all. Tory. So she would still be protecting the person that supposedly shot her, right? Like that, it's not logical. That's not reasonable to believe that she hates Tory so much. Meg hates Tory so much that she would say, hey, yo, Kelsey, I know you shot me, but we gonna put this shit on Tory. I know you shot me. I was like, we fought. I beat your ass. You went back to the fucking car and shot me. But you know what? You still my bitch, and we gonna put this shit on Tory. That doesn't sound logical, bro. That don't sound reasonable. And at the time, they saying that they wasn't friends no more. So who's gonna hold down somebody that shot them? That they not fucking. Like, I could understand if it was a relationship, some weird ass domestic shit where the nigga shoot his bitch and she like, no, don't lock him up. Somebody else shot me. I could understand that. Or vice versa. A girl shoot her man. He like, you know, I don't want my baby moms in no jail. My nigga, somebody else shot me. Some random nigga shot me. She ain't shoot me. I could understand that, holding it down like that. But your friend shot you, and you like, nah, fuck that. We not doing that. You my homie. We gonna put this shit off on this Tory nigga. That shit just sound crazy. That sounds unreasonable. It sounds illogical to me. That's what would happen. So if we going back to reasonable doubt, I can admit that this liars all through this. I can admit that being a liar takes away from your credibility. All of that. That is facts. You can't believe a liar when they lying to you constantly. That is a fact. But when the liar is also the victim, it gets blurry. When the liar is sitting there with bullet holes in them, you stop relying on their actual words and you start relying on what you actually see, the actual proof and evidence. Like, all right, she's a liar. Granted, I give you that. Meg Thee Stallion is a liar. I'll give you that. But she also has bullet holes in her feet. You got to give me that. Now, if I gave you that she's a liar and you giving me that she got shot, now let's figure out who shot her. All right, boom, right? She's a liar, but she's also shot, right? All right, so we on that page. Let's knock that out. We could balance that out. All right, so let's go. Let's go deeper. Now, you saying she's a liar, and I'm saying, yeah, you right, but she got shot. You saying, yeah, you right. Now, who shot her? You want to say Kelsey shot her, right? All right. Kelsey shot her. Why she didn't say Kelsey shot me on the stand? Quick question. That's just my quick question. Y'all, if your argument is Kelsey shot her, why when she got on stand she didn't say, yo, Kelsey shot me? Kelsey, I beat Kelsey's ass. Kelsey shot me. I beat Kelsey's ass real bad. She went to the car and she shot me. Why she didn't say that? All right, boom. Let's go even further. Why Tory didn't say Kelsey shot Meg? Meg beat her ass real bad, fucked her up. She went to the car, got the gun, and shot Meg. Tory didn't say that neither. All right. Why Kelsey said, all right, I'm going to plead the fifth against self-incrimination. Right? But then when they said, did you shoot Meg? She said no. That was the point. That was her the situation to plead the fifth, right? The self-incrimination. When you using I plead the fifth to avoid self-incrimination. They asked you you said, I plead the fifth to avoid self-incrimination. They said, why are you pleading the fifth? Did you shoot Meg? She said no. Why didn't she say, when they say, why are you pleading the fifth? Did you shoot Meg? Well, she didn't say, I plead the fifth. That's the whole point of pleading the fifth. If you shot Meg and you don't want to fucking get found out that you shot Meg, when they ask you, did you shoot Meg? You say, I plead the fifth. Not no. Not no. You say, I plead the fifth. Notice she only says I plead the fifth when she was talking about other people. When she was talking about Tory, seeing Tory do some shit, she pled the fifth. But when they asked her, did you shoot Meg? She said no. She didn't say I plead the fifth. She said no. So now if we talking about logic, we talking about reason, reasonably, a person can say, if I can't find another shooter, then I have to go with the shooter that everybody's blaming. That's the reason that I'm saying Tory lost this. The reason I'm saying Tory lost this, everybody's saying, yo, Kelsey, she fucked up enough to where people don't know if Kelsey shot Meg or if Tory shot Meg. We really don't know, and because we don't know, then Tory should be set free. I understand that completely. But slow it down a little bit. You saying we don't know if Tory shot Meg or not. Stop right there. We don't know if Tory shot Meg or not. So we gotta say Meg got shot, right? Yeah. All right, but we don't know if Tory shot her, right? Yeah. All right, so who shot her? All right, Kelsey. All right. Kelsey, did you shoot Meg? No. Kelsey said no under oath. Well, you can't believe Kelsey because she's a liar. We established Meg is a liar, Kelsey's a liar, the witness is a liar, but Meg was still shot. So if you got three liars pointing at one dude and the dude is not pointing at no one else, he didn't get on the stand and say, Kelsey shot Meg, or Meg shot herself, or I didn't shoot Meg. He didn't say neither one of those. You defending him harder than he's defending himself. You defending him harder than he's defending himself. His lawyers should have knew what was going on. That's why you paying him $1 million. Lawyers should have been like, hey, yo, bro, you gonna have to take the stand, bro. Like, they not believing this shit. They not believe, our own witness put a gun in your hand. You gonna have to take the stand, Tory. That's what his lawyers should have told him. You gonna have to take the stand, Tory. Now let's peep this. They saying that, hold on, this is his booking case information. He was born in 92, he's 30, black hair, brown eyes. I don't know if this says 5'7", he's 5'7". This is 141, charged felony, race black, sex male, first name Daystar, last name Peterson. This is the booking case number. If y'all want to write him a letter, 6523038. If y'all want to write Tory Lanez a letter. But shit, like, that's I'm just saying, his lawyers, as far as defending him, they should have told him. They should have told him, yo, bro, this is what it's looking like. Yeah, our own witness put the gun in your hand. He put the gun in your hand, and he put the muzzle flash in front of Kelsey. He didn't put the gun in her hand. He put the gun in your hand, bro. So now we got Meg saying that you shot her. We got Kelsey's statement, original statement that you shot her, and then she recanted, claiming that she's under mental distress. But you got, and then we got our own witness saying that you had a gun in your hand. So we gotta get you on the stand and tell them that you didn't shoot her. At the very least, if you don't want to say Kelsey shot her, you gotta say you didn't shoot her. Because now the lawyer's saying something about appeal. You're gonna go for an appeal. If you go for an appeal with this same shit, you're gonna lose the appeal. If you holding down Kelsey, if it's true that you holding down Kelsey and you're not giving it up, Kelsey's the real shooter, you just not telling people that Kelsey's the real shooter. Are you gonna tell people on appeal? When you go up for appeal, are you gonna tell people? Is that how you're gonna win the appeal case? You're gonna take the stand and say, yo, I didn't take the stand before because I'm a rapper and rappers ain't supposed to snitch, but I'm facing 22 and the system is, and when I leave it to the system, it didn't work out. So I'm speaking out now. Kelsey was the one that shot Meg. If he don't take the stand on appeal, you might as well sit the fuck down and eat the shit. Cause you're gonna be presenting the same fucking evidence over and over again. And if the 12 people this time, they said all 12 found him guilty. 7 dudes, 5, I think it's 7 girls, 5 dudes. I think it was, I don't remember the exact count, but I know it was more girls, it was more females than males. But it was 12 of them, and all 12 of them said, yeah, he was guilty. So you can't run it back with the same case. You got to do something different. Only thing different is to motherfucking take the stand and say something in your own defense. That's the only thing different I could see you doing. Taking a stand, saying something in your own defense, and then you put the shit on Kelsey. If Kelsey really shot her. Because, like I said, she was shot. She was shot. Somebody in that car shot her. When the police pulled y'all over, the gun was in the car. Meg was walking around, feet bleeding. She was shot. So if y'all saying Tory ain't shoot her, y'all saying Kelsey shot her, Tory had to get on that stand and say, I didn't shoot her. Hindsight is 2020. We see that now, being that it's over. But his lawyers should have saw that during the process. They thought Kelsey sowed enough doubt and she muddied the waters enough that he was gonna get off with the Kelsey, she lied and she did this, and Meg lied and did this, and the DNA was inconclusive. So they can't say that I'm guilty of the shit. They can't say that I'm guilty of the shit. Bro, a girl was shot and the girl is a celebrity. We all knew somebody was going down for this shit. We all knew somebody was going. If somebody thought that this shit was gonna get thrown out, y'all bugging. You bugging. If you thought in any way that this shit was gonna get thrown out, you bugging. The only way it looked like, the only way he could have beat this is if his witness came to court and said Kelsey had the gun and the little guy, he was in the car while the girl was shooting at the other girl. That's the only way. The only way, besides video footage, besides somebody's ring camera showing Kelsey shooting and the nigga Tory taking the gun from her after she shooting. The only way for him to get seen, for that reasonable doubt that everybody's looking for, the reasonable doubt would have been for the witness that he brought, the witness that Tory's side brought. If the witness would have said the girls was fighting and the bigger girl was beating the smaller girl up. The smaller girl ran to the car, got a gun, and started shooting at the bigger girl. That's the only way Tory would have got off. Because that is reasonable doubt. That right there puts the gun in Kelsey's hand, puts a witness seeing Kelsey shoot Meg Thee Stallion. Minus that, there's no way Tory was going to get off on this with just with the evidence that was provided. You got 3 liars pointing a finger at him. He refuses to speak on his own behalf, and his own witness puts a gun in his hand. How do you beat that? How do you beat that? How do you scream, oh, reasonable doubt? How do you scream that? Reasonably speaking, there's no one else to blame it on. That's the reasonable doubt. Reasonable doubt means, yo, he ain't do it because Kelsey did it. Or he ain't do it because he ain't got no hands. How he gonna shoot a gun? He ain't got no hands. That's reasonable doubt. If Tory had 2 nubs and he had Grove Hero hands, if both Tory's hands was like Grove Hero little hands, they'd be like, the jury would be like, yo, bro, how the fuck Tory shoot Meg when he got 2 little arms? He got 2 disabled, handicapped arms. He got 2 nubs. How he gonna shoot anybody? That's reasonable doubt. If the witness would have came up and said, yo, I was up, it was like 3 a.m. I see 2 girls fighting. They hop out the car, they start fighting, weave, jewelry, fingernails, everything is everywhere. The big girl beating on the short girl. The short girl say, nah, fuck this. She goes to the car, starts shooting at the big girl. The guys in the car, they come tackle the little girl, throw her in the car. They get the bigger girl, throw her in the car, and they drive off. That right there, the jury would be like, whoa, hold up. So Meg was fighting Kelsey. Kelsey ran, got the gun, shot Meg, and then everybody got them back in the car and they drove off. That's reasonable doubt. That's showing the doubt means, oh, this nigga couldn't have did it because Kelsey did it. The reasonable doubt's not there because everybody put a gun in Tory's hand. That's why the reasonable doubt is not there. There's doubt there. Yes, I doubt the situation happened the way it was told. I doubt that there wasn't a fight. Everybody's saying there wasn't a fight, but there's nails and jewelry and fingernails all over the street. There had to be a fight. Now, I don't know who the fight was between, if it was between Megan and Kelsey, or if it was between Tory and Kelsey, because there's reports that Tory grabbed Kelsey by the hair and dragged her in the car. Like, so there's multiple reports on different shit, but there's 3 people putting a gun in Tory's hand. There's 3 people putting a gun in Tory's hand, and one of those people putting a gun in Tory's hand, and he's Tory's witness. So, like, come on. Like, what y'all expected? If y'all expecting it to get thrown out, y'all had the wrong expectations from the beginning. Somebody was gonna go down for this. Somebody was gonna get blamed for this. The point was to have enough evidence to point at Kelsey so it could take off of Tory. They didn't have enough to point at Kelsey. They had some pointing at Kelsey, but they didn't have enough to make it reasonable that she did it. I want niggas to understand that. They didn't have enough to make the doubt reasonable. They like, all right, who shot this girl? Not reasonably. If logically speaking, who shot this girl? You look at all the evidence, more evidence points at Tory than it points at Kelsey. That's all it is. I'm not even saying that Tory shot her. To this day, Kelsey could have still been the shooter. That's the realest part. Kelsey could have still been the shooter, but there's too much evidence that pointed at Tory being a shooter. And one of the evidence, like I said, was his own witness. Like, short of him getting on the stand and pointing at Kelsey, or his own witness getting on the stand and pointing at Kelsey, they didn't do enough to point the finger off of them. They didn't do enough to point the finger off of them. And I hear niggas saying, yo, DNA, what about the gunshot on both of them, gunshot residue on both of them? What about this? I hear you and all that. That shit makes, it's valid. It's a lot of doubt. But then, like I said, the doubt goes back to, all right, if you doubt that Tory did it, who did it? That's the whole point. If it's doubt that he's guilty, then you have to say, okay, so who's guilty? Y'all gonna say Kelsey, and then there's gonna be evidence pointing that it's not enough evidence pointing at Kelsey. It's the system shit. It's system shit. Like I said, Tory's lawyers they should have knew better. They should have seen that he didn't have enough. They should have seen that the doubt that they thought was enough, it wasn't enough doubt sold by Kelsey, by Meg's lies, by all. It wasn't enough doubt. It wasn't enough doubt sown by all of these things. Like, he had to, the lawyers should have told him, you got to take this stand, bro. You have to. You have to take this stand. And like I said, if he don't take the stand in the appeal, he's not winning the appeal neither. He's getting sentenced on January 27th. If this man don't take the stand on his appeal, he's not winning the appeal neither. And that's just real. Like, that's just real. Like a lot of people, they picking and choosing sides and all that, and I understand that. They feel like, yo, he did enough to be free. I understand that too. But the jury said that he didn't. The jury saying he ain't do enough to show that he didn't shoot the girl. So take that and do what you want with it. But we gonna leave that bitch right there. Most hated opinions. I'm out this bitch.